Welcome to episode 2 of Ketchup with Max. I'm Max Miller, being hosted by the disembodied voice of Jose.
Yay! Thank
Yay!
you.
Add applause line.
Thanks everyone for watching, catching episode 2. Reception's been really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
There
overwhelming.
were 5 downvotes.
5 downvotes, and
And
that's
find
okay.
Every one of you.
You know what?
Oh no, it's okay.
I think it's okay.
I'm very sensitive.
I mean, I don't mind, I guess. Well, I mean, I do mind a little bit, but I don't sleep
okay.
at night.
That's okay.
That's okay.
It's
Who
okay.
needs to sleep?
It's a work in progress. And
It
you know
is
what?
a
We want your comments. We want your creative suggestions to make this better. As long as one of those suggestions isn't putting Jose on camera.
That's right. 'Cause I am canceling this show if I have to be on camera. But again, it's a work in progress, and
There it is.
thank you for giving me some time, to take your time and
Of course.
do this little side project.
Of course.
I'm loving it. So, Max, for episode 2, we're going to talk about your episode 2 of Tasting History, which is the sambocade.
The medieval cheesecake sambocade.
Medieval cheesecake. So, for that episode, you took the cheese that you made from episode 1,
Mm-hmm.
and you made this recipe.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about it.
14th century recipe from the form of curry, one of my favorite resources. It's an elderflower cheesecake. Simple, delicious, absolutely fluffy and fantastic. You really enjoyed it when I made it.
It's still one of my favorite recipes. It wasn't overly sweet, and
No.
I've never had elderflower, so I don't know if you've mentioned it. I'm actually very picky. Like, as I mentioned last episode, I love chicken tenders, fries. I could just eat that all day if I could keep my weight, which I couldn't. So I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed it as much as I did, and it was very fluffy. So
Though you are a cheesecake fan.
I am a big cheesecake fan. I love the Cheesecake Factory and anything cheesecake related. Even the Jack in the Box cheesecake, which is not the best cheesecake.
Cheese, sugar, fat, it's all good.
Like, how could you not
What's
love
not
it?
to like?
What's not to like? But for the sambocade, tell us more a little about it. Besides just it is a cheesecake. It's a little more than that, right? It's
I mean, not really. It's just like cheese, sugar, elderflower, in a crust. What's interesting about this episode, though, is the episode that you're watching on Tasting History is not the first time that this was made or filmed. I had filmed because when I was starting out, I wanted to have I didn't know how long it would take me to make episodes, so I wanted to have a few in the bank, and so I had made this episode in full. And Jamie's gonna drink your cocktail.
oh my, you're not old enough, buddy. Wait, how old
Jamie's not even a year
are
old.
cat
He's
years
10.
human years though? Like, at
I
what
don't-
point
I
is he
don't know.
21?
He's not able to drink alcohol at any age.
Okay, well, there we go.
But so I had completely done this episode and edited it and it was ready to go. And by the time it was ready to go, or by the time I actually got to posting episodes, I had learned so much because it was a super steep learning curve those first few episodes. It still is, but especially those first few months. I had learned so much that I went back and completely rewrote, re-edited, refilmed everything, the cheesecake episode. And there are actually episodes from that time period that nobody's ever seen. There's one called Prince Biscuits, which has never aired.
I've never even remembered it. It's like the lost episode.
It is the lost episode. It's completely done.
Oh my god.
It is completely finished.
It is the Mew to your
And nobody
original
has ever
150
seen it.
Pokemon. It's mysteries.
And I don't think anyone ever will see it.
Really?
That's the thing. No. Maybe I'll post it just to patrons or something, or maybe I'll post it on this channel.
Did you bake it?
That would actually be kind of cool.
Did you make it?
It's the episode was completely finished.
Wait, but why didn't you?
Because I didn't like how it turned out. Because I had learned so much by the time that, and I didn't want to go back and redo that one. I don't know why now. I don't remember. But I redid the sambocade. I redid butterbeer. I redid. Maybe those are just the only 2 that I completely redid.
Jesus, I didn't even know about this.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It's so lost. He hasn't even seen it. And
Did you
now
actually-
I'm curious if it's even still on my computer. I'm sure it is. I wouldn't have thrown it out.
but did you make these biscuits?
The entire episode was done.
Jesus,
It was actually uploaded to YouTube, and I just never made it published.
Wow.
I deleted it.
Okay, well you'll have to give me a clip at some point so I can add it, even just a few seconds, just to see what it is.
It's so crazy because I spent us talking about this. I spent was it this morning watching the cheesecake episode.
Yeah.
And it's just so cringeworthy now. I never go back and watch old episodes.
Oh my god, it's
so cringeworthy.
It's so not.
From my point of view, like writing wise, the history, like how I cover the history, it's just fact, rather than a story.
Writing wise, I don't even have a script. Like here,
my writing.
No, but I mean here for
I
us.
hold myself to a high standard.
What about my stuff? How rude.
No.
All right, fine. Well, anyway, this episode, cheesecake, we love it. I thought it was a great episode, and it was only your second episode. But in this episode, a whole episode later, you're actually sitting at the table.
Yes.
Yes.
So I learned after that first... So the cheesecake episode and the Prince Biscuit episode are both filmed in the kitchen.
I didn't know that.
One of the things that I quickly learned to change was not film in the kitchen. Was to film out sitting at the table.
Well, you're much better than Snorlax. I don't know. In the original video game, Snorlax was just like sitting there and slowly...
This is a Pokemon, by the way.
Yeah, well, every new game, Snorlax is kind of slightly getting up into the modern games where he's finally standing. But that's like...
That's me in the morning.
15, 20 years of like slowly getting up each episode. So thankfully it only took you to the second one after, a few rewrites.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about this episode is the tasting history again portion.
Yeah.
So because your show tends to have it's the intro, introduce the recipe real quickly, and you have your title, talk about the recipe and the ingredients, time for history. Then
and then the tasting.
And
then like the finishing of the dish and tasting.
Right.
Yeah, it's pretty... I mean, the format obviously now is much more rigid, I guess.
Yeah.
But even a few weeks ago, I did tasting history again. It's
but it's only your second time. So you saw it in episode 2, and then we didn't see it again until...
I think I've done it 3 times.
Is it 3 times?
Maybe? I don't know.
I think it's 2, but...
Maybe. I don't know. And that's... it works well when the recipe is like broken up certain ways. Okay. I don't know.
Well, you're a good storyteller, so I think...
Or if the history, like, it's 2 completely different types of history. It was, the last one that I did was with the Christmas pudding. And so, like, I covered the story of the Christmas pudding. And then that second bit of history was just on the brandy with Snapdragon. Right. So it worked.
Right. But I feel like it's only the second time you did it. So it's just such a nice treat. The thing is, it's
a nice treat.
I know you watch the episodes a lot because you're working with it constantly. But even I kind of watch the episodes a lot because, I go through the comments and I like reading the comments. And for viewers, as far as like when you post, the first like half day, you're on the comments, like replying.
Yeah, and very active on Tuesdays.
Yeah, and then you kind of fall off, and then I'll call comments to your attention.
And it's not because I don't want to be answering comments. It's because it is a full-time job. On Tuesdays, I do almost nothing else but answer comments. So if I was doing that every day, there would be no new episodes of Tasting History.
So I'll call out any it's like, Max, you should reply to this one, or fun comment, or sometimes I'll reply like, hey Max, we're on the couch, like, what's the answer to this? Like one of the ones that I actually know because so many people ask, it's the one about corn. And like how Europeans have corn, but it's actually
lots of like Europe, old medieval. I don't know if you can hear Jamie. It's so cute. Old medieval references to corn, and people are like, corn, that's a New World food. And I say, the term corn, even today, I mean, corn in Germany simply means it's just a grain, any grain. Our corn is Indian corn, but we don't call that anymore. Maize. That's what Americans call corn.
Makes sense.
Anyway.
And then, so we're going to talk about some of the comments we had. So the top comment that you actually had pinned for a while now is from Francesco Vitellini. He was just
he's my go-to for all things Italian.
Oh, is he really?
He still is. Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Even since? Wow. He was one of the early ones too.
Yeah.
I mean,
he was on it. He knows everything about like medieval Italian food. He's fantastic, and he's been great.
All right, well, cheers to him. But his question at that time was, did you pull that recipe from the former curry? And the answer was yes.
Yes.
And it's become a staple as far as like many of your episodes. You tend to... What is the former curry? Like, how does it translate to? Or I know you mentioned it in one of your books. Or episodes, sorry.
It's a 14th century, end of the 14th century book of recipes from the court of King Richard II. And what's interesting is the language, because a bunch of different scribes wrote it, the language is not consistent. So sometimes it's one form of Middle English. Sometimes it's Middle English with a little bit of Latin or a little bit of medieval French. It's all kind of weird, but it's got so many great recipes, and I just love it.
Makes sense. One of my other comments that I enjoyed comes from Kate and Kat. She said, "You have the exact chaotic energy I'm looking for in a food historian."
Yes, thank you.
We like that chaotic.
A bit of a chaotic energy.
I guess it's a good thing. I mean, history I think people perceive history as kind of dry and like boring and dates.
It is not.
And, but you love it, so clearly there's more to it than just textbooks and learning. Yeah, very nice.
So those are very important.
Crusader 1089 says, "I choose to believe that this is what Captain America spent his retirement doing after Endgame."
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that. I'll always say the Captain America reference. When I'm thin again and I shave, I'll look like Captain America again.
Oh wow! Look forward to it. No, okay. Well, burst my bubble. And this is a big one. Thankfully, we caught it in an earlier episode. You have a show called Tasting History, and you don't taste
the history. Yeah. So, whoever came up with the name Tasting History, me, should have told me that I need to taste the food. And I feel like I get most of the comments about not tasting the food are on this video, even though I don't taste it for the first few videos. But I think that when I remember, so I finally had gotten so many comments about, why aren't you tasting the food? We want to see you taste the food. But I had already filmed, some episodes because I work a few weeks out because it takes weeks to make these episodes.
True.
So I think it was on the Capon episode where I made Sweet Measure, which I don't know when that is.
And you had already made the thing.
It was done. It was finished. We had already eaten it, so I couldn't film myself eating it. It was gone.
Yeah.
So instead, at the end of the episode, I film against this wall
in a white shirt.
As it kind of looks like a hostage video or something, and I'm talking about how I promised to taste the food going forward. It was a bit of a mea culpa. And then I started tasting the food. It was really awkward, and I would never do. That's like, I can't watch those episodes. I can't watch them anymore. But yeah, so now I taste the food.
Now you taste the food.
And that's, it's...
Yeah, no, there was definitely
an important part. Especially for things like melosomos and garum. It's very important to, watch me taste those.
Yeah, now it makes sense. But it's funny because there's definitely like an outburst, I want to say outcry. Eat the food, Max! Yeah. Eat the food!
Sometimes there's a lot of capitals and exclamation points in those comments.
People are passionate about their historical food recipes.
Yes.
But I think my favorite comment from this episode is from user Ryakin Barton. Her comment is, "For a channel called Tasting History, I would expect a taste test at the end." 100% fair, And then a fellow viewer remarked, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And her sassy reply was, "Man, I ain't about to bake no medieval cheesecake." I love it,
But you should.
Yeah, why not?
You should.
It's delicious.
Right?
Yeah, but I get a chuckle every time I see that comment.
Yeah, it's funny.
I have to.
I like that one. Just as complete side note, I was given the recommendation that I should be wearing a smoking jacket since we're in this nice plush armchair. So I'm thinking about getting a smoking jacket. So if anyone knows of where to get a good, not too expensive, because a Brooks Brothers smoking jacket is way too expensive, a nice smoking jacket.
2 questions.
I should go to Pincent Tailoring and get a tailor-made one. He's amazing.
Oh, wow.
It'll probably be like $5,000.
Yeah, don't do that. But 2 questions. Is that the kind of jacket that Hugh Hefner wears?
Yes, it is.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, it is.
And 2, we don't smoke. Are you going to pick up smoking to be able to wear?
No, we will not.
Okay.
Though I do miss the smell of my papa used to smoke a pipe in his chair.
Oh, yeah, it gives me tummy aches. When
there was always you sat in his chair and there was always like ash in the chair.
Ew.
But you know what? It's endearing thinking back on it.
Okay, if you say so. And then I feel like during this only just the second episode, a lot of the comments are saying, you know what, like, and I still see it to this day, it's, you're better than the History Channel. And the only thing that's missing are aliens.
Yes, no ancient aliens on
Tasting
History yet.
Yet.
We might jump the shark never do that. Honestly, I mean, I love History Channel, but the History Channel for me has not been the History Channel for a very long time. I think if I'm going to go big league, I would rather be on Food Network or Netflix or Disney Plus.
I'm just saying, if History Channel approaches you,
I'm not going to turn them down. Hey, History Channel, give me a call. We can bring history back to the History Channel.
Right. Well, anyway, I'm really relishing the time that we're spending here together. So
relishing.
Thank you. Too many people sent us that. It's like, I have to sneak it in there. I have to sneak it in there.
Lots of things with mustard that doesn't cut the mustard. Mustard. Now let's not be silly. It's Edwin from Alice in Wonderland. And it's my favorite Disney movie.
Mary Poppins.
Yes, he was in that, but the mustard line comes and jam. That makes sense.
Well, regarding this, back to the sambocade before we start to wind down, you actually didn't film yourself cutting into it or eating it.
No.
So, but a picture does exist on your Instagram page.
Yes, so follow me on Instagram, Tasting History with Max Miller. You can see. I think it's probably like the second picture.
The thing is, when you post multiple photos on Instagram, you only see the first one that's posted. You know, like you do like a little batch. But I will post it somewhere above your head or over you or whatever.
It's over here. It might be over there.
I'll probably go over your head. It's.
There is no space over my head, so it's going to be on one of the sides.
So clearly, you learned a lot from this episode. So,
yes.
And even though it's your second episode, you mentioned at this point there's already been so many episodes that you had filmed. So the progression happened. It's just doesn't manifest itself until a few episodes out.
Right, and the stuff that I learned making this, nobody is seeing the mistakes because they never saw the light of day. And that's why maybe the Prince Biscuit episode
you're gonna have to show me that. So
maybe
I can
I'll
at least
post it on this channel.
I can post a little clip or something. I don't know. I just want to see what it looked like at this point.
Let me see if I even have it anymore.
Oh god.
I may have been so embarrassed and just burnt it all. There was a wonderful composer in the 19th century. Was it Wolf or somebody?
It's funny. You are that kind of person who would just like throw everything and be like, nope.
He took all of his music and burnt it in the fireplace, and now we only have like a dozen pieces of his music left. Heartbreaking.
That's sad. So anytime you say burnt, I always think back to that beautiful blueberry pie that I encourage you to broil to get.
I've had multiple baking mishaps, but two that really stand out happened back to back. I got this wonderful book on making pies, and there was a rose apple pie that I made, and then a blueberry pie. So the rose apple pie did not turn out well because instead of using a tablespoon of rose water, I used a tablespoon of rose oil. And so the house just smelled like potpourri and a spa.
It was delightful.
It was delightful to smell, not to taste.
There you go.
And then the next one that I made was this gorgeous, like I spent hours making the
lattice.
The top looked like
the
vines of blueberry and everything, and we baked it, and it turned out wonderful. But it didn't have the color on top.
It was pale. Yeah.
So I kind of looked up what you can do, and somebody said put it under the broiler.
That somebody was me.
I take put it under the broiler. What? It couldn't have been under there for more than a minute or two.
Maybe two, but
the house was full of smoke.
It was charred. Like
it was black. It was terrible.
I think what bums me out.
Do not broil your
You didn't
pies.
even get a picture of it, did you?
No.
Because
heartbreaking.
It was so sad.
Heartbreaking.
Sorry, that's my fault. Well, there you guys. On to a more positive topic. Let's talk about the plushies in the background. So now that you are sitting at the table,
yes,
you had the first appearance of a plushie. So for those people who are not on your Patreon, and you've mentioned it on your Q&A at least once or twice because people like to ask about them, like what the heck is that in the back? So for the first episode, it's actually not a Pokemon. It's
not a Pokemon.
It's Brewster from Animal Crossing.
Pokemon did not really become a thing until probably, 5 or 6 episodes in?
Because as far as Brewster, we have a bar cart, and
he lived on there.
He lived on there because, in my head, he's serving me alcohol.
Yeah.
Instead of coffee.
There's coffee in the video game. It's from
right.
Animal Crossing.
But
I didn't even know he was back there.
Yes, well,
I knew he was there, but I didn't pay attention to it.
I was going to move it, and you said, oh, he's cute, leave him there. So we did. And then episode 2, people had kind of picked up on Brewster, and then you filmed with another one. Although at this point, you were choosing them, and they weren't all Pokemon.
This used to be my show, no longer.
Well, for good measure, I kind of question some of your choices. But, we can discuss them as each episode comes along. But as we wind down, I just want to bring up, people had mentioned wanting to see me on camera, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready for that. Like, this is about Max. The show is called Ketchup with Max. We are talking Max related things.
Yeah. So it's more like a Barbara Walters interview where you never see Barbara.
With none of the prestige of Barbara Walters, but maybe in a year.
Maybe in a year we'll get him in front of the camera. Because we should sit at the table. I don't know. That
sounds like a lot of effort. But I'm thinking if we can kind of get some kind of Snapchat filter. Have you seen those ones where it's like it's a talking potato, like it has its eyes and mouths and stuff, like. If you look down,
this is your work.
This is all you. You know what? I'm not crazy. The kids are doing it. Like I see the TikToks. It's happening. There's a potato, and it's someone's just talking to this, so I can just kind of materialize like a potato over your shoulder, interviewing you, and we would be like best spuds and
best spuds.
It would be great.
Oh!
It would be great. Or maybe it doesn't have to be a potato. If I can figure this out. I can have like a talking Pokemon plush or something. I'm just saying.
We'll work on it.
We'll workshop it.
That's it. Other than that, please do give us comments, creative feedback, kind creative feedback. We're gentle.
You know what? The feedback has been positive.
Yes,
and in a way, like I wish it could be longer, and I wish it could kind of be a podcast.
Yeah, like a podcast.
I don't know how to do a podcast, so I wouldn't even know where to start. Like for the most part, I can't even stand the sound of my voice for like any kind of minutes. Like. Right now, I feel like I'm shouting and probably.
He's the quietest person.
I'm probably whispering, In my head, it's loud,
And me whispering is shouting. So.
You talk loud.
I do.
You talk loud.
I have a resonant voice.
Yeah. No, but this has been lovely.
Yes.
Well, anyway, thank you, folks, for watching or listening in, and I appreciate your support. And we'll keep going. Keep the suggestions coming. More to come. Tasting history every Tuesday. Check out Max on his Instagram. He's big there. Like he posts all his facts with Max, which
Facts by Max. That's right.
So
cool.
Good times ahead. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for Catch Up with Max.